Lights, camera, action. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumford, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson, local filmmakers talking about the world of film, right here on F It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
We are back again for another episode of F It, We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here today once again with my colleagues, Victoria V.A. Jones and Carson Hype Ferguson.
What's going on?
What up?
And today we have a special guest all the way from Memphis, filmmaker and editor Clarence Scott. What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You?
I'm hanging and banging, just like everyone else.
Hanging and banging.
That's my
Banging. Hey, only on the left side.
I'm going to keep it moving. I almost said something too. I'm going to keep it moving. So we're just going to start it off. Like, what got you interested in the world of film?
You know what? I think it was just a combination of so many different things. Because as a kid, you watch movies all the time because, you know, that's a great way to pass time. And, like, I watched a ton of films. And not even just, like, the ones that were out at the time. Like, before AMC became a thing, like, certain, like, basic cable channels would have movies and stuff. So I was always paying attention to it. But it was never initially what I wanted to do with my life. Like, it wasn't until high school that I started to be like, you know what? Maybe I can focus my attention over to film. Because originally I wanted to be an artist first. And that shift kind of came, like, when we had a digital film class. I believe either my junior or sophomore year of high school. And I ran with it.
Oh, my bad, Kevin. Like, that's cool, man. Like, so that's what gave you, I guess, access to it. Cause I myself, I never had access until I just realized I was playing a video game with some friends and went to Best Buy and picked up the little peripheral thing. And then here I am talking to these great people. But, like, that's cool. Like, what was, like, one of your first, like, projects where you just like, yo, this might be it?
Man, let me think. The first project where I really thought that this would be it. I think, so I did a couple of them where I thought that was it. I think the first one in general was this really, it's terrible and, like, culturally insensitive and when you look back at it now. But, it was like a 30-second to 1 minute, short that we shot in the style of like a commercial, and it was called Afrofunk. And basically I'm playing like the lead like product tester getting up in high school in the hallways and so I have like this shampoo bottle of Pantene Pro-Vene with the words Afrofunk like written in cursive taped over the I put it on, like there's like a jump cut to me with an afro. And then the kids that like beat me up in the hallway, I'm like pushing them across and dancing like really terrible and shit. Like I think I still have it, but it caught on fast. Like it was like borderline high school viral before like, you know, viral became like the thing.
So along with filmmaking, you are a editor for a local television station, and you know all the projects that we've done together. You're the editor. What do you love so much about editing? Not just, you know, news station and projects, just editing in general.
I think the thing I love the most about editing is just the freedom it gives you. Because so many different people can look at things differently. Like no two editors, no two photographers like have the exact same sequence of events. So there's a really cool factor of like having your personal touch in whatever you're cutting. And then because I love music so much, like that plays a big role in how I cut things. Like sometimes I will just put like a piece of music just to like help me do a temp cut. And depending on how fast the tempo of that music is, that kind of helps guide how I cut.
Do you always cut the music? Because I know for some it depends on, you know, per project. You know, some stuff it already has a mood to it, and then I guess you don't actually have something to put there.
Yeah, there's some projects where I will already have a piece of music kind of lined up on the timeline to cut with, And then other times I'll just cut that thing like blind, and then I'll add the music. So the old traditional style. So
So,
I do a little of both.
okay, so what would you say would be the difference for editing for news rather than editing for film?
So editing for news is, I think the difference between editing for news is you basically have maybe 1 hour, no, an hour to an hour and a half of prep time where you have a certain amount of videos on a television rundown that you have to edit for certain story slots. So those videos in particular that you're editing for news, they're no longer than maybe a minute and a half tops. But usually the majority of videos running news are like 40 to 45 seconds. So you're basically cutting a lot of short form content over like an hour to an hour and a half period before it's time for a show to go to air. So there's a lot of freedom, but you're also under a quick time constraint, and it forces you to cut very fast, very quickly. Now, editing like personally, freelance, for like television, for short films, for feature films, there's a bit more of a leeway. You have more freedom and time to edit material. Sometimes there's deadlines, sometimes not so much, but it's much longer form content. You can't usually get it done within a day. Sometimes you can.
Oh, yeah, it depends.
It always depends on the length of the material. And television and film is standard time. It's about 24, 25 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. And films, they'll run the gamut from being like an hour to hell. There have been like 3-hour films out there.
Okay. So one thing that I think of, like for me, I don't necessarily watch stuff as objectively as some of my friends do that do this. I can actually still watch it as a regular person, and then if I see something cool, then I like break it down. Like, how does editing affect the way you watch things? If you watch, I know you probably don't have like a ton of time, but every now and again you probably watch something. How does that affect like the way you watch stuff right now?
Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the things that you kind of learn when you like take courses in television and film in either high school or college. Like, you wind up seeing things very differently. And I know that's the case with me. I can still, from time to time, when I'm watching movies and TV, I can still kind of turn my brain off and get the critique mode off and enjoy the content I'm seeing.
Which is hard to do.
Other times,
it's hard to do.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. I kind of appreciate it because it makes you really pay attention, especially when you're trying to work on your own content. But there are times where I'm watching like American films, action sequences in particular, and they will cut the content in terms of, what's happening on screen in a fight scene, for example. It's cut so quickly. Sometimes you don't have a minute or a moment to breathe or pay attention to who's punching who the punch is landing on. And it gets fairly distracting. Like your Batman Begins in particular is notorious for doing that.
I think they do that on purpose sometimes because probably, in my opinion, I think the fight scene didn't go too well. So they probably were in editing like, oh, man, we got to make something work over here. So we just going to have to cut it fast.
Like, it took the sequels to really kind of handle that kind of choreography better. That's why I love the hell out of Hong Kong cinema, because with them, you don't have to worry about doing cut after cut after cut. If they are cutting in those fight sequences, it's always going to be to demonstrate some kind of effect or change of position or who's the more dominant fighter of this scene. Like, the camera loves to linger in those. So I absolutely love paying attention to things like that.
Now, do they also do that to kind of, I guess, make the fight scene more, I guess, look faster?
Oh, hell yes. Yeah, the camera can linger on those fight sequences, but they will roll those they'll roll those cameras at a slightly faster frame rate and then slow it down to usually a traditional 24 or 25 frame rate.
So speaking of cameras, you're also a cinematographer, and just explain to us, what cameras you use. I know you're a big fan on lenses. What kind of lenses you got? What are the best ones for doing a project and stuff like that?
Okay. So I'm a Sony user. I have two Sony series cameras. I have an A7 Mark II. I have a Sony A6000 that was basically my graduation or step up camera from what I used to have initially, which was like I think a Sony 5 XN or something, which was like the most bare bones DSLR you could afford at the time, but it was cheap. And while I would love to say Sony lenses because they do provide a great amount of qualities depending on which frame size or millimeter size you purchase, a big thing with me is I love purchasing like hand-me-down lenses or legacy glass.
Yeah.
So we're talking like thrift store like fine.
Get some Russian stuff, like with all the like the heavy metal in it.
Yeah, so we're talking Solagor and like Solagor, and then there's like maybe one or two other brands like contacts and what have you. I think my favorite pieces of lenses to shoot things on. They're expensive as hell if you can get like the full set. I'm not that lucky. But there's a brand called Pentax Takumar. Beautiful glass, and apparently the higher grade lenses, were actually used to like shoot several movies on, like The Shining, like a numerous amount of films. So the Pentaxes I love to death. There's a couple of vintage Canon lenses. I'll throw your brand in there, Victoria.
Of course.
It's my brand
the
too.
Canon FCs.
Of course. What was
Very, very old style, but
what
those
was it? Kirsten, what was it? What was the camera you just got?
The EOS R.
Yeah, I was telling Clarence about that camera. I was like, I don't know the name of it. I forgot it, but it was a cool fucking camera, and it shoots in 4K, and I was just so amazed by it.
Which is actually giving me problems with the laptop that I had just got, because like I shot in 4K, but I hadn't like done post in 4K, so there's like a bunch of prep stuff that you're supposed to do,
right?
And I am exporting right now, probably until next Saturday.
Yeah, let's. Clarence is another expert in that. Yeah. The space.
Yeah, I shouldn't have did it. I wanted to be able to like pop in on the shots,
right?
But I wasn't thinking about file size or anything like that. Even though it was going to be like relatively short time wise, I wasn't thinking space at all. So like I had to get a couple of hard drives, like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Clarence, talk about that. With editing and space, hard drives, and your own computer's hard drive. Like, how does that affect you when you're editing something small or something big, or if it's in 4K or 1080, 720?
Yeah, file size is something that you got to be mentally prepared for whenever you're talking about film and editing, because video is it's spacious to begin with. So you definitely want to make sure you have enough space on your hard drive or an external hard drive at that. Definitely an external hard drive. I recently bought a SSD drive myself, especially with 4K. Most of the cameras we have now, DSLR wise, full frame, and even like crop sensor cameras, they can shoot 4K, but it's important to know and make sure you read up on your specs in terms of preparing for that next move in filmmaking, the 4K movement.
Right.
Unless you have a red camera and what have you, you better be prepared to have some kind of SSD drive or some kind of
Right.
some kind of storage.
Right. People don't get it. They'll go out here and they'll buy these expensive cameras and they'll buy
fill up that card in a minute.
Yes, they'll buy the expensive lenses and they'll be like, "Oh man, I can shoot in this." But you go to your computer and your computer doesn't have all this storage that it needs. You have to go out here and spend more money on hard drives to plug up to the computer because you can't edit off of the computer. You have to edit off these multiple hard drives.
Storage, RAM.
Which is exactly what I do.
Yeah, like
So-
I do the same thing too.
Right. Because we all have external hard drives. I have several. I know Clarence has several, and it's
I've got at least 2.
yeah.
I stopped using certain brands though because I've gotten burnt real bad.
Yeah, I learned very early on to buy, when it came to like external hard drives, like external hard drives that had like power, actual like self-powered wall ports or outlets. Like that was extremely crucial for me to learn, because just having like the standard USB driven one that you just hook up to your computer or laptop, oh no, unless it's an SSD drive where half that, information is like basically flash. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Those fan belts are the fans are gonna run hot, probably warp or melt or some shit, and it will mess you up, and you'll wind up finding yourself having to spend money that you don't need to spend on another one. And
Right.
RAM is really important too. Like, you have to, when it comes to editing 4K, be prepared to spend some money, because unless you have 16 gigabytes of RAM or higher,
It's
be
not gonna work.
prepared.
Yeah,
Definitely not going to work.
or mess around with the proxies and then you slow down your workflow like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man,
Yeah.
this stuff eats. It eats like time, money, footage. It eats it. It's like yum 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 yum.
And people don't get it, especially when you're doing freelance stuff and you up your prices for certain things. They look at you like, why are you so high? But I don't think you really understand, not just the project and the editing alone. It depends on, what's the, how much footage am I using? Do I have to use these external hard drives? If you want it in 4K, that means I have to do extra stuff.
Well, I turn that back on his head. Like, if somebody's like, oh, like you're higher than such and such. And like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why are you coming to me? And I was like, I don't say that to them, but
Right.
I'm just like, why are they so low? Because like, how much time are they actually putting into this? Are they going to have your project on time? If it is late or whatever, it's going to be acceptably late. Because, there's a bunch of that. I know you probably dealt with that a little bit here and there with the whole creative stuff. Somebody has as our last guest said, somebody has that one idea, and now you got to build everything up from the ground again.
Now,
I get that all the time.
now have you done? I know one thing I hear people that they tend to hate doing video for is weddings. Have you done any weddings?
Oh no,
Yeah.
not yet. And
That's a hard no.
I do not think I'm ready, like, at all.
It takes a special type of somebody.
I think I might end up doing like at least 2 or 3. I'm talking about like, actually really, really good weddings. I've done one, and it was just like hodgepodge before I even had a DSLR. I had some like camcorders basically, and
Right.
the lighting was terrible.
Right.
And I was like, I can't do anything with this. I
Well,
mean,
I've
like,
done-
they enjoyed it,
Right.
but I was like, I was so disappointed.
I done 2 weddings.
Right.
One was I helped out my cousin, and the second one was my other cousin. But I mean, they were good, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, that wedding stuff is a whole different scene in the attitudes, and it's just, for me, that's just something that I really don't want to deal with.
For the most part, I'm pretty chill. and I don't want nobody barking no commands at me.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I got no problem with timetables. Like and like working with Kevin and VA, we done a bunch of events together, and it's like we're used to like fast paced stuff. It's like, oh, you didn't get it. Right. Well, you can't do that with a wedding.
Nah.
Oh, my bad.
You really can't.
My
like,
bad.
And then there's certain moments you want to get, like the walk down the aisle, the kiss, but
reactions off people's faces in certain moments.
Oh yeah.
Like every second counts in a wedding. Like you cannot skip corners. There's no there's no corner cutting when it comes to like shooting a wedding.
Oh, and if you miss something, you can't tell them to do it over.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even at the events that we've done, it's kind of like, oh man, we missed a certain thing, but it's not like we can't make up for it. You can't make up for
it again at a later time,
right?
You can't make up. You may kiss the bride,
right?
I can only imagine. Well, actually, I've seen somebody do that. Like they filmed somebody was like they were filming the preacher from a different angle. They had a stationary camera that was like a real wide shot, and then they had a camera just on the preacher because I guess they had been having issues with their camera overheating. They had like a new body, and it was like overheating or whatever. So like they had the preacher.
Man, I guarantee you.
Yeah, and then they just flag somebody down, whisper to him real quick, like, go ahead, give us another kiss. and they did, and he cut it together. And the guests were like, what's up with this dude right here? And I was like, so if you're good enough, I guess you can still do certain things.
Right.
But that's only so
far. Like you got lucky on that one.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have some cool people. Like, oh, you didn't get it already? I ain't doing it again. I am in this for money.
Now you got the bride cussing you out, her mama cussing you out.
Right.
And after daddy's paying, he cussing you out.
Oh, man.
You be wanting to fight them after.
Man.
But going back to news, since I know you said you can watch like regular television, but you can cut off your editor lens. Can you do that when you watch, or do you watch news?
Wait, repeat that question.
I was saying, on your own time, do you watch the news or the station you work at?
That's probably a no.
Well,
that's a no.
Well, there's the answer.
Resounding hell no. That is a resounding hell no.
Like, let me see what Michael's doing today.
You watch
The
Bugs
only
Bunny.
time I really pay attention to or watch any content from the news station / affiliate that I work for is only when I'm there for the 8 hours of my shift.
So do you ever
Just because,
Go ahead.
unless I'm with family or friends, or if I'm at a barber shop and they just so happen to have the channel that the station I'm working for on. Nah, man, I just don't do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I only will pay attention when I'm at the job, watching the show while I'm cutting another show.
Right.
Just to make sure I didn't mess up what I edit, because there's always a tendency to accidentally miscut something or miss a word for a sound bite and then have to go back and fix it and recut it for like a later airing for archive.
So, has there ever been one story that you've ever like wanted to watch on television, like you cut, or there's never been a time where you were like, oh man, I want to see this story again that I cut and put together?
Yeah. If I was a photographer / editor, I'm just an editor. And I wound up doing a story with the reporter that I was interested in. Yeah, I could see myself definitely being like, yeah, I definitely want to see this on air. But
there's never been a time, though. Not yet, though.
Not yet. There are certain news stories that I'll make quick VOs or videos for that I kind of want to see, just to see if everything matches up to script. But that's like, yeah, that's like a shot in the, that's every once so often thing.
So, do you have like other, I guess, editors or filmmakers that you're influenced by?
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot.
So give us your top three. How about that?
Top three?
Yeah.
Whew. Man, in no particular order.
No particular order.
Okay, let's do it.
No particular order. Okay. Well, I definitely am a genuine appreciator of Akira Kurosawa's work, without question.
Yeah. Classic.
Just because his framing and blocking, like, out of this world. Like, you can see his influence on so many directors, even out here in the States. It's crazy.
Super, super technical.
Very technical. Let's see. So definitely Kurosawa. I have to put. It's got to be either Francis Ford Coppola or Martin Scorsese. I always tend to tie them up because I like both of their work on an even playing field. But since we're going with like top three, I'm just gonna say fuck it and go with the Scorsese. And then, last one on the list, it has to be Spike. It's got to be Spike.
Of course.
Okay.
And if there was somebody else instead of Spike, it would probably be Robert Townsend.
Yeah.
Because I feel like his stuff seems to get overlooked.
I was just about to say that.
Well, he put so many people on, just like Melvin Van Peebles did. I appreciate that story more so than some of the film stuff they've done. Even
right.
The fact that he took people along with him.
Yeah. That's the
right.
That should be the whole goal.
Reignite people's careers too from time to time.
Oh yeah.
Now,
like this dude shot Eddie Murphy's Raw. The dude, like he has a strong back catalog, and let's not even forget the fact that Meteor Man, as imperfect of a movie as it is, it still had a great fucking cast.
Yeah. Like I actually enjoy Meteor Man. I haven't revisited that in a long while, but I enjoyed that.
Long while.
Like
it's probably time to.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I need to watch Blank Man.
Oh, it's more than time to.
Oh, I've seen Blank Man a few times.
No, I'm saying
like
recently.
Watch it now, as far as watching it, back in the day or something like that. Because you're gonna.
Yeah, because we had grown up with Blank Man and Meteor Man.
Right.
Like, those were like, unless you were really reading comic books, because for us reading comic books, you had what was that imprint? I cannot remember the name of the imprint.
You talking about Image? With
It had to be Image.
Spawn and all that. Well, I mean, because he birthed a lot of careers. Todd McFarlane, he's got a very amazing story. Like as a
not
kid.
Not that one. It's not. Yeah, it's not that one. I think it was Milestone.
Okay.
Because DC had them for a minute. Milestone was interesting growing up because I would be reading Superman comics, and at that time, there was a little crossover event that they were doing, and Milestone was involved. So that was my first, I guess that was my first real introduction into the 90s black superheroes, like Static. And this was before he had a cartoon. Mm-hmm. So with Static, there was
Steel.
This alien that took on the form of a black man called Icon. It was several of them, and that put me on to the writer Dwayne McDuffie.
Okay. So going back to old television shows, and I guess I can ask this to all of you. Can you watch, just with your experience and working in film and everything, can y'all watch an older TV show or an older movie that you may have watched as a kid?
Some not all. I used to love B movies. I can't watch Attack of the Killer Tomatoes to save my life now. I'm just like,
Listen,
I'm not doing this to myself.
Xena, Hercules.
Oh,
I used to watch it. I used to watch the mess out of that.
The old
Yeah.
Power Ranger movie.
I can't
even-
watch it. I can watch the show.
That's a guilty
I
pleasure.
can't watch the
That's,
movies.
For me, that's a guilty pleasure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Even
Ninja
the
Turtles
old
2.
the Ninja. That's what I was finna say. You read my mind. The Ninja Turtle
Now,
movie.
if you watch the first,
Go,
if you ever
Ninja,
watch
go,
the first
Ninja,
Ninja Turtles
go.
movie, that motherfucker holds up like a fucking like.
Yeah, but
brick wall.
the second one was just a money grab, though. It was
Such a money grab.
it was better than most money grabs they do now,
right.
but it was just a money grab.
But at the same time, when you're a little kid, even Ninja Turtles 2, like I still have the Ninja Turtle movie on VHS back home. You know what I'm saying? But 2,
That's why.
it was like,
Which one was 2? Was that Secret of the
So
Ooze?
2 was called The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah,
and
then-
basically
Okay.
parents
Yeah, I
like
remember that
lit a
one.
fire under
Yeah.
like
yeah, and
the
then
movie maker's ass and had them like basically not have the turtles, be ninjas. So
yeah,
they weren't really using their weapons for shit.
oh my
and
goodness.
then 3 was the time travel one. Where
Oh
they were
god,
Right,
3 was
right.
terrible,
I don't even
too.
remember that. That was
3
the
was
third
even
one.
worse.
Because it wasn't even,
Be
it was
thankful you
worth
never watched
nothing.
the third one.
They went to feudal Japan. They went back in time into feudal Japan, and they were samurais.
Oh yeah,
And I
that
was
was
like-
that was a bunch of crap.
I was like,
That sounded horrible. Just you explaining it.
I was like, man, like
It really
they did
Right.
a better job in the cartoon. So much better.
That was edged out of my. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, as a kid, I was a huge Ninja Turtle fan. You know what I'm saying? But I think that movie was edged out of my brain for some reason. I think that's the reason why.
I don't think I've ever.
that's
I don't
definitely the
remember
reason
it.
why.
Hey, if the story's not good, you ain't gonna remember it. And if it's terrible,
Exactly.
you gonna blank it out like something bad happened.
I can't imagine a trailer of that even being good.
I couldn't tell you.
Trail wasn't really that good either.
The-
To me, that's like that was the moment where like Ninja Turtles as a franchise back then was like probably like in its ebb and flow. It was like jumping the shark at that point.
oh man,
Oh,
But you
But
know, it's
yeah,
like-
definitely speaking up on that whole topic of watching like kid shows or like even like movies that you watched when you were younger, not being able to fully enjoy them now as an adult. I mean, I'll probably throw it out there. I mean, I'm still a fan of it, but it's like in the so bad it's good territory is My Brother and Me. If you're even familiar with that show, like it was like Nickelodeon's attempt at like I guess a black sitcom because it involves like a black family,
right.
I
know
didn't
what you're talking
watch
about.
it, but I know
but
what
it
you're talking
only
about.
lasted one season.
I barely remember that.
I don't remember it being a show. I don't remember watching it.
Yeah, it
That's
was
probably
definitely a
why
show.
it was one season.
Yeah,
It was probably gone by the time we even. It was gone before I had cable.
crazy about.
Yeah. And I know
What's
I
so
know
crazy about it?
I was hanging with Mr. Cooper though. I know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was right there. I was in the house with LL too,
Now those I did watch.
and my cousin
Yeah.
Skeeter.
I got to walk away with you on that one.
No, like Megan Good was up in there, and we was the same age.
Listen,
Yeah, Cousin Skeeter
listen,
is
that
kinda
wasn't
the
a
same
bad
as
show.
Skeeter.
You didn't like My Cousin Skeeter?
No,
Really?
no.
Smart guy.
Oh my, smart guy
guy
was my
love.
thing. You know what I'm saying? How can you not like My Cousin Skeeter?
No.
What did you not like about this show? The puppet? But that was the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
The only
that
show
was-
with a puppet I liked was Alf.
Oh my gosh.
I did
that
like
was-
Alf. I did like Alf. I like Harry and the Hendersons too. My man's just like grumpy, Sasquatch.
But y'all got me thinking, like cartoons that we
Nah,
watched
man.
seems to have
Right.
aged better.
I'll
And
tell you
maybe-
one though. There's one that's aged really well, and like I almost forgot about it. And it was like I think what was it on? I think it was like on ABC.
Don't say Silverhawks.
No, hell no. No, it was like what was it? It was like the Jim Henson Company worked on that shit. It was called Dinosaurs.
Oh, you know, I was gonna mention that. Like,
It was
oh man,
a sitcom.
not the
It was
baby.
a fucking-
Yeah,
yeah, not the mama.
It was
Like, a sitcom.
it was basically the Flintstones, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah?
I did watch. I haven't seen that lately.
It
I haven't even
has
thought
aged
to watch it.
Way better than you think it has.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch it now.
Like they are talking about a whole bunch of topics.
Yeah,
like
they had political stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it was very, very ahead of its time. You know, it was another one that I'm even surprised I used to watch, and I don't know if y'all know, but it was on USA back in the mid to late '90s. Duckman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Duckman.
Yeah, it was like
I
it was
definitely remember Duckman.
it was shocking all before South Park.
I gotta go back and
Like
watch it.
a little bit before South Park.
I know.
It was
you know
like,
what I'm saying? I know
It was
Duckman.
definitely before South Park.
Yeah.
And it was like the right kind of content. It's just the wrong time.
yeah,
Right.
That's
and then
kind of how I view Duckman.
and then The Critic. I love that show.
Critic, I don't remember.
It was
that
on
one.
Comedy
That's when I
Central.
definitely got to go back.
Lyle, I think it was Lyle Lovitz was the voice, but he was a film critic.
Yeah, that
He's
was
like,
him as the
he's
critic.
like,
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stinks. And then
Oh,
he
I
was
do
always
remember
talking
that.
bad, and it was always making fun of the movies. And
That and you know what they should bring back? Code monkeys.
I don't even know about that one.
You don't know about code
I've never.
monkeys?
I just never watched it for whatever reason.
Listen,
I gotta look that up to make sure that's even real. I've never even
it
heard of
is
that one.
real. What do you think I was watching? The air?
Code monkeys sound almost like a declaration of war or something,
No.
or like a gang slogan. Hey, code monkeys, bro. You know what to
No,
do.
I'm trying to tell you this show.
Oh, you know what? No. Like, I take that back. I thought it was that other tech show, but it was the cartoon with the animation. Yeah. I like that. It was on ZDTV,
Yeah.
and they changed the tech TV, and then I don't know what happened, but they were like, I don't even know
It
what
was
they
on
did.
Comedy Central.
What they do?
I mean, it was literally like a.
Well, Comedy Central bought it.
They
bought it.
That's where I seen it on. I seen it on Comedy Central.
They bought it. I never watched it after a certain season or whatever, but I watched like the first 3 seasons.
It was literally
And
like
it was like
South
short.
Park
It was like 5
or
minutes.
something like that.
It was
Like literally,
5-10 minutes, something like that.
it was a 30-minute show.
No, but I'm saying, like, did they did segments like that, like 5 or 10 minutes? I'm
No,
surprised-
it was a whole 30-minute show. Literally.
I just remember one dude was a buffoon. He was always peeing on stuff, and another.
Yeah.
He was always peeing on stuff and humping stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what's up with this dude, man?
It was literally like a Family Guy or you know what I'm saying.
No, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, I misremembered. Yeah, that was funny.
I don't remember that show at all.
Yeah, we got to put you on game, Kevin.
Yeah, it was like a
yeah, put me in that list.
it was like 8-bit animation type.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
and that was why it was so interesting because it was 8-bit animation over here.
Yeah, it looked like one of those. They designed it almost like one of
Those old video games.
Yeah, like 3D characters, kind of 3D characters with like a 2D background, and then so like they have like stuff like Streets of Rage where stuff would appear, like start flashing, and they like pick up a bottle and throw it and it disappear.
Right. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. In my opinion.
People jumping out of windows and all kinds of stuff, flying monkeys.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
Yeah. It was like disorganized, but it was so funny to me.
Were they like programmers or There were some kind of gamers, right?
Yeah.
Or like game programmers.
Yeah. They program games.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I can't remember the premise because I just remember they just went these awful scenarios all the time. They didn't care about their jobs.
At all. And that was the funniest thing about it.
All right, Clarence. So you recently edited your first feature film. Congratulations, by the way. So what was your process on editing a feature film?
Well, thinking about the process, I wouldn't even call it a process. It was I called it a series of events. What I did after we shot portions of the movie already was just, grit it out and edit the sequences that had already been shot. And then what I would do after I'd done that was just send them over to Tony, the producer of the movie I was editing, The Story of Randolph, and then we would just go over what all he liked, what all I need to change, and eventually, because it definitely took a while. It was a 6-month period. Eventually, what wound up happening was we wound up shooting additional sequences to the point where it was like, now we needed to play like a giant ass jigsaw puzzle. Like, where is this scene going to go? Where is this scene going to fit here? What do I need to add here? So eventually, we were able to figure out where all these cutscenes need to match together. And then after that, it was just laying in the music, additional sound, getting ADR, automatic dialogue replacement in, because there were bits and pieces where the sound just wasn't all there on the day of the shoot.
Right.
And,
but it all worked out,
yeah,
though.
it definitely got... Said what?
I said it all worked out.
Oh, it definitely worked out.
What people don't know is that the film that he's talking about was done in a 6-month period, but a feature film takes up to maybe a year to complete. We done it in 6 months.
Sometimes longer.
We done that in 6 months.
It's a 12-month period.
With a smaller crew.
With a very smaller crew. Like Kevin was a part of it, and when I say smaller crew, Clarence and myself were the camera people. I directed, but I was a camera person also. Kevin came in and he done the audio, and around that time, people don't know, Kevin got into a car accident. So
a lot happened during this.
You know what
process.
I'm saying? So the other half of the film, Kevin was still in on it, but he couldn't do anything or go anywhere. So his input was more in on it than anything else. But
more work from home.
But a crew of 5 people completed a movie from beginning to end in 6 months. Literally, it takes a crew of 12, maybe more, to do a feature. Even a short budget feature. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we pulled this off, and the fact that Clarence edited this whole thing is just clearly amazing. He was also the cinematographer. So the fact that he was able to not only help me out in directing, he helped, piece the movie together. You know what I'm saying? What I didn't see, he saw. So it was a very collective effort on it, along with the whole team. The whole team done an excellent job.
On everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So, Clarence, what an ideal genre would you like to, as far as doing film? What's your ideal genre of working on?
Ideal. So basically playing favorites then. Yeah. I absolutely love comedy. Like, I feel like that's my favorite genre that I absolutely would love to do. And honestly, yeah, I've done a couple of comedies. Just because it's so random, off the cuff, anything goes. I love that mentality. Just being able to kind of have your idea in place for certain scenes and stuff, and then letting all your talent just get to have a field day and not, completely follow the script. Mm-hmm. Which I know must be hell for an editor. It usually is, because you're trying to figure out what's the best take, what's the best ad-lib and stuff, but it's a very kinetic style. And I guess the least favorite, although it's probably the most visually interesting above all else, is, the horror genre. And horror is probably my least favorite genre of film. There are some great movies and examples before that I do own and like a lot. But visually, I feel like that's the most fucking freeing, because, the anything goes mentality of comedy, that's kind of what you have to apply as a cinematographer to horror. Like, it's all about the abstract. It's all about that fear of the unknown. taking a common object, making it fucking horrifying, and giving people a reason to like jump the hell out of their seat.
I don't do horror at all. I just find it weird that people will pay money to be scared. I don't even like I tell you, I don't even watch the Michael Jackson Thriller video. I don't do that at all.
Oh, I still love it. I mean, I was scared as hell when I was, younger watching it, but
Scared as
it
hell to watch
aged
it now.
remarkably well.
I love that Zolly at the end, where like she's like, oh man, she looks at Michael and she realizes it's only her by herself. Like it physically showed you how it feels to be alone in that moment, and that was a great camera shot. The whole thing was shot well, but that Zolly,
Right.
Man, I'm gonna tell you how far I've gotten that video. When Michael turns into that werewolf and says, "Go away," I'm gone.
Really.
I am out of there.
Really.
That was the
But back in the
that was
day,
the most gangster that Michael Jackson ever
But listen,
sounded.
back in the day, they
Oh no,
they played it.
The black and white video.
Right.
know about that,
Right. The
man.
black and white video was
And I love the
The
video.
original version, because they edited that shit down. But
Yeah.
the original black and white video at the very end had Michael like fucking like
Wait, so was
gang
it?
busting like windows and shit, turned into a fucking like Black Panther or some shit.
So it was different than what they aired on Fox, because it was like a big.
Ew.
Yeah,
Fox
that
premiere.
was
Right.
that was one of the ones when The Living Color was still on it. Excuse me. The Living Color was still on the air, and it had a world premiere. Like Remember the Time. A bunch of his videos like aired like prime time.
Oh,
during
trust me,
a
I
big-
remember.
Like
Right.
they were treated like fucking movie events.
Yeah,
Right,
or,
right,
like,
yeah.
prime time events. Like,
Countdown.
I'm just barely old enough to remember the black and white premiere. Just barely.
right. And what they did was on MTV, even if you missed that, they aired the video, but they cut it down. That's why when you know what I'm saying, like when I figured out when I first seen Thriller, I never knew all these front parts and the back parts to it. Because on MTV, they would just show the video. They would start at a certain point and show it. That was all of his videos.
I mean, yo, he had everything was a movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was a big event. Even later on, it was still like a smaller movie.
Yeah.
And those,
Like that's
those
why you gotta respect Mike for
Yeah.
having that kind of mentality towards his material and treating it like it was high art.
yeah. And then that's back when everybody had the big budgets, but he
Yeah.
had the biggest
Yeah.
budget.
Right.
He was the king of pop, damn it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, for real.
the
Right.
music video to
Find
Scream,
the
I
money.
think, for a time was the most expensive music video.
And he
For
was
a time.
he was the only person to be able to be on TV to grab himself and nobody said nothing.
Oh, that couldn't happen. Oh my.
Oh, like nobody said nothing. They was like, "Oh, that's Michael." That's
Maybe
Michael.
get away from that
man.
shit. Like,
That
yo,
made,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like, think about it. Like, must be like for the children.
And he wasn't even slightly doing it.
No,
That was a whole dance move.
He's like, and then his neck went back, like he had a string on his arm. His neck went back with it. He had an arm out.
Oh my god.
It was a whole movement. I didn't even
He's like, Chimone, Chimone,
now I'm wondering what he meant by that.
Chimone.
That would get deleted on Facebook now.
Nah, it's much worse stuff out
Oh,
there
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And damn thing what Elvis just do the hips.
That is like what
But that was like a big deal at the time.
I
Yeah, but
understand.
they were way more Puritan then though. But I'm saying like in the 90s at the time, that was like a
But if
1,000 times.
you think about it, in the '90s, like they had the Freaknik and all the other stuff. So
but that happened in adult time. That didn't happen on live
that
prime TV. Michael did that on prime TV.
Oh,
They're not showing Freak Nick on Fox.
but
Yeah,
I'm just
nah,
saying, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Atlanta shut that down. They're like,
Lord
nah.
knows.
But I mean, all right, I get that. But I'm just looking at the concept of the music videos back in the '90s, right? If you look at them, you know what I'm saying? Uncle Luke, you know what I'm saying?
But like his stuff was tame compared to the music,
Tame.
though. And they watered it
He
down.
wouldn't get-
because you know, like Uncle Luke was part of the reason for the parental advisory.
Yeah.
with
Right.
Dionne Warwick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they went after him. Like Bill Clinton went after him and Tupac.
Death Row too, so definitely Snoop.
Yeah, like there was like they latched on to whatever the media was saying. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna take care of this, and that's why Pac was like, hey, Mr. Bill Clinton, Mr. Bob Dole, you too old.
Was it Dolores Tucker? He used to get on her a lot too.
Yeah.
But Uncle Luke videos couldn't even get on BET Uncut.
Nah.
Be like,
But how long when did BET Uncut start? Because it didn't start in the early 90s. Yeah,
like early
so
2000s.
it wasn't in the 90s.
It was like 02 maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, I
02.
definitely have like a little tunnel vision as far as like, yeah, it had to be like around 2002, 2003.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about TV shows, man, I remember going home and like watching Rhapsody in the Basement.
Right.
And oh man.
Right.
Yo, they was in the basement. But did you know the booth was in the bathroom? If you really, really look close. I didn't know until somebody told me. It was in the bathroom.
It does not surprise me, and it doesn't at the same time.
No, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? That's what they used to record in the bathroom.
No, but I'm saying though, it was in the bathroom. They
I
put a
would
black light
think
in
you
the
get-
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a black light in the bathroom.
Anybody who wouldn't put a black light in the bathroom?
And then invite Killer Cam in the bathroom.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, you call it the booth. You ain't gonna be like, hey,
It's the booth though.
hey, yo, Kim, I need you to come to my bathroom right quick, spit some bars.
Killer.
It just
I'm
comes.
telling you, that's crazy.
That's a different conversation.
Hey, listen. And it was probably low budget anyways. I mean, it was, you know what I'm saying? It was BET.
Nah, I mean, but it was pretty advanced for what it was at the time, though. Because the basement is actually pretty plush.
Right. But you can make it that way.
I would have
though.
lived in the basement.
Listen, anything in the dark is luxury. If you can make it luxury, you can put up some black lights and you can make it work. Anything in the dark. Now, if they had it lit good, it would be over with.
And what's done in the dark comes to the light.
Well, you brought that to the light. I had no idea.
That's all about lighting. They made it work. You know what I'm saying?
Just add that to the multiple of stuff I'm gonna have to go back on YouTube to look at.
Yeah, and they had those folks freestyling in there too. Like, man, when I tell you, I wish I had a deeper appreciation for all the talent that was on
Oh man, it was
on
ridiculous.
that show, man.
It was ridiculous.
Because if you ask somebody to freestyle now,
Even Yo MTV Raps like earlier, before the basement, they still. I mean,
Yeah,
the talent,
Yeah.
and it was so much variety. It was crazy. So from the PEs all the way to whoever.
Right.
and VJs, I mean,
I envy my cousin's generation just for that, because I was growing up while that stuff was like the new hot shit.
Yeah.
And, it took me being older enough to really understand just how impactful some of that stuff was.
Yeah.
Like the whole Uptown movement, the East-West shit,
Yeah,
all of it.
You don't realize until like after you get to sit back and appreciate some stuff. And it kills me now when somebody tries to compare like the old stuff to anything now. I was like, yo, why do you even? And I know humans like they want to naturally compare things to things, but I'm like, yo, you can't compare. Like, first off, you don't even like this person, so you don't even have the knowledge, and you don't even have the knowledge or care to compare this to that.
right. You're basically biased to this other person.
Because that's what's hot to you. I was like, I'm like what Nas said, man. Ain't no best, because it's subjective.
Yeah.
It is all subjective. Like, there's great talent out now. Like, there's great talent that was out even back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
so it's all about really just paying respect to, the cultivators, the originators, and then seeing what you can do to put a little extra hot sauce on the plate.
Yeah, I think that's a biggest thing. Like not actually knowing the history. That's why it's real cool whenever you come out and you talk about Kurosawa or anybody that comes before. Like because a lot of people now they like, I'm doing my thing. I'm the hottest it's ever been. Like to be great requires study.
Right.
And I was like, because we stand on the backs of giants. Black.
Right. There are people that were doing shit before, it was, even cool to do or even the thing to do. There were people that were making movies before, special effects were remotely as good as they are now.
Hell,
And
look
they
at
had to figure out
how to do it.
They had to figure out all kinds of shit.
And now they're studied in class.
Well, I was gonna say, look at the Young Turks, them cats in France, the filmmakers or whatever. That we get the montage and several things. They were looking at Hollywood for inspiration, but they didn't have no Hollywood money, so they just had to make it do. The jump cut, the montage, like a bunch of stuff is accredited to the French New Wave movement, and like I was amazed when I started learning that. And one of my mentors actually put me on. And he showed me Breathless and showed me all this other stuff, like the Godards and all that stuff.
Right.
That you learn.
Yeah,
if you go,
I gotta purchase Breathless. It's been a while.
And
that movie is ridiculous.
Then you even got one of the American inspired movies like the Graduate, which I haven't watched it in a while. But I did watch it. Oh, I did purchase it. So like I can watch it.
I definitely purchased it.
Yeah.
And The Graduate, from a film sense, is so interesting to watch, even from a modern standpoint, because it's like the proto teen comedy before the teen comedy even really became its own genre.
Yeah.
Clarence, you got some other projects that you'll be working on now?
You know what? Yes. There is a script that me and Victoria have been like eyeballing for like the past, like I'd say year or so now. I believe the script's called Grocery, and it's written by Rachel Bilal, and it's a fantastic piece. It's a short film script, and we've more or less locked down the cast. At this point, it's just trying to schedule out how and when we'll be able to shoot it.
Rona.
And, working around how to shoot
That's
it.
not even, that's just the whole, everybody has a regular job. So it's kind of like we have a date scheduled. We'll just see how everybody else works out that way.
Y'all issue is bills.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't made it yet. We haven't made it yet. So we still got to pay bills. You know what I'm saying?
Or dues, as others like to call it.
Yeah, I call it dues.
And those bills definitely help us afford the gear and what have you that we need.
Of course.
To do what we want to do for the rest of our life.
Absolutely. Well, Clarence, I want to thank you for taking time out to talk to us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
That was a good talk.
We're pretty much at an hour now. Well, I'm Kevin Mumphrey. This is Victoria V.A. Jones and Karsten Hype Ferguson.
What's the name of this podcast?
Fuck it, we will fix it in post. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap.